Welcome back, fam. It is me, Ovi, and today I'm tackling perhaps one of the oldest questions in the Pokemon franchise. Why are there so many Nurse Joys that look almost identical? There have been many theories proposed, and I will be expanding on them. Keep in mind that Nurse Joys are not the only character that have this strange phenomenon, but my premise should apply to them as well, such as the Officer Jenny line. That being said, let's see what we can find out. Alright, so there's a couple of facts that I want to cover first before moving on to the theories. First of all, Joy is not their first name. It is actually a family name that they share, and when the nurses are questioned in regards to the other Joys, they address them as family members, such as a sister. Fact number 2 is that not all Joys are identical and not all of them are nurses. Brock seems to be the only one to spot the differences, and the only one that would probably stand out to us is the Nurse Joy who takes care of the giant Magikarp. As per career, some have been seen as officers and archaeologists. The only differences here that we could probably spot are the different colors of their emblems that tell us which town they work on. So because they are nearly identical, one theory proposes that they are actually robots made by higher power, hinting to the Pokemon League. This would explain why they look alike and all of them are around the same age. However, that is not entirely true, as there is evidence of Joys in different stages of their lives, such as two young Joys, one named Marnie and the other one Paige. And it would not make sense that the Pokemon League is producing robots of different ages. It defeats the purpose of having one line of robots that can do the same job. So now, here's a theory that I believe is most likely. Most people believe that they're actually clones, and that would explain a lot and make sense to me. However, most people just leave it at that. So here's my take on it, and expanding it even more to try and create a possible answer. First of all, cloning is not as simple as making a photocopy of someone. As I mentioned in one of my previous videos, artificial clones will go through the same life cycle as any animal or human you're cloning. The only difference is that the clone was conceived using a specific DNA from someone. So that really got me thinking. If that is the case, that means that there is an original Nurse Joy from which all the other nurses came about. But why would anyone go through the trouble of creating an army of clones from a specific person? I think the explanation for this reason is talent. Throughout our history, there have been many great people that have come and go, and some would even argue that we will never have another person such as Albert Einstein. And since that seems almost inevitable, a good way to try and preserve such a talented person could be by creating a replica, a clone. Now, I am not an expert, so I'm not sure whether the clones would end up the same as the original person, but at least genetically they would be the same. We know that in the Pokemon world they have already cloned Pokemon, so this theory doesn't seem too far-fetched. And this wouldn't be the only major Japanese franchise that covers the concept of cloning. One of my favorite video game franchises, Metal Gear Solid, revolves around the concept of your main character being a clone of what the army considered to be the greatest soldier alive, Big Boss. So where is this perfect nurse? That person would most likely be dead or maybe pretty old by now. She would have the same characteristics as the clones and may be responsible for training the clones as well as deciding when they're ready to have their own Pokemon centers. But perhaps I'm just too crazy and they would never show a character like that, right? Crap, I think I need to stop having too much candy. But anyways, I hope that you guys enjoy the theory and thank you so much for watching. And until next time, Pokemon fans.